You know that moment when someone says one sentence, just one, and suddenly your whole mood is ruined? Maybe it's a sarcastic comment. Maybe it's a rude email. Maybe it's someone cutting you off in traffic like they're auditioning for a racing movie. And just like that, your day is hijacked. But what if I told you something strange? The chemical rush of anger in your body only lasts about 90 seconds. That's it. After that, the only reason you're still angry is because you're replaying the story in your head. It's like your brain sets off a smoke alarm, and instead of opening a window, you keep burning toast on purpose. So today, I'm going to show you how to never get angry or bothered by anyone. Not by becoming emotionless, not by pretending you don't care, but by understanding how anger actually works and how to stop feeding it. Let's start with the first truth. Nobody makes you angry. I know that sounds annoying because it feels like they do. They pushed my buttons, they triggered me, they made me lose it. But think about it. If someone presses a button and something explodes, that button was already wired. Nobody can push a button that isn't connected. When someone annoys you deeply, they're not creating anger. They're activating something that already exists inside you. Maybe it's insecurity. Maybe it's feeling disrespected. Maybe it reminds you of someone from your past. The key shift is this. Instead of saying, they made me angry, ask, why did this hit me so hard? That question alone gives you control back. Now let's talk about the 90-second rule. When something happens, someone insults you, criticizes you, interrupts you, your body releases stress hormones. Your heart rate rises, your muscles tense, your breathing shifts. That chemical wave lasts about 90 seconds. If you do nothing, it fades. But here's what most people do instead. They replay it. What did they mean by that? I should have said this. I can't believe they did that. Every replay sends another wave of chemicals. You're basically renewing the anger subscription manually. Next time something triggers you, try this. Say nothing for 90 seconds. Just breathe. Notice the feeling. I feel heat. My chest is tight. My jaw is clenched. Observe it like weather passing through. You'll be shocked how quickly it fades when you don't add a story. Now here's something deeper. Anger is rarely the real emotion. Anger is usually protection. Under anger is often hurt, embarrassment, fear, disappointment. For example, someone criticizes your work. You snap back. But underneath that snap is a thought like, do they think I'm not good enough? Anger feels strong. Hurt feels vulnerable. So anger steps in like a bodyguard. When you learn to ask, what am I actually feeling right now? You stop reacting at the surface. And when you address the real feeling instead of the anger, something shifts. Instead of saying, you're always criticizing me, you might say, that comment caught me off guard. Different energy, different outcome. Now let's talk about the most powerful space in the world, the gap between trigger and response. When something happens, there's a tiny pause before you react. Most people don't notice it. They go straight from event to explosion. But if you stretch that pause, even by 1 second, you gain power. Imagine someone sends you a passive-aggressive message. Your instinct? Fire back immediately. Instead, pause. Ask yourself one question. What response would I be proud of tomorrow? That question changes everything. Because anger feels powerful in the moment, but regret feels heavy later. The pause is your superpower, and the more you practice it, the longer that pause becomes. Now let's get practical. You cannot control people. You can't control their tone, their opinions, their moods, their behavior. But you can control your interpretation. Here's an example. Your friend doesn't reply to your message for hours. Story number 1, they're ignoring me. Story number 2, they're busy. Same situation, different story, different emotion. Most anger is not caused by events. It's caused by the meaning you attach to events. When you change the story, you change the feeling. Now let's talk about something people misunderstand. Staying calm does not mean being weak. You can be calm and firm. If someone crosses a line, you don't explode. You state a boundary. I don't like being spoken to that way. I'm happy to talk, but not if we're yelling. That's not anger, that's strength without chaos. Anger often feels powerful, but calm clarity is more powerful. Here's another shift that changes everything. Difficult people are training partners. I know that sounds crazy, but think about the gym. You don't build muscle lifting feathers. You build muscle under resistance. That annoying coworker, they're building your patience muscle. That critical relative, they're strengthening your boundary muscle. That rude stranger, they're testing your emotional control. Every time you don't react, you level up. And the funny part? The more you stop reacting, the less people try to provoke you, because reactions are fuel. No fuel, no fire. Now let's talk about emotional distance. You can care without carrying. Someone else's mood is not your responsibility. Someone else's stress is not your emergency. If someone is angry, you don't have to absorb it. You can think, that's their storm. I don't need to stand in the rain. This mental separation changes everything. You stop personalizing everything. Not every rude comment is about you. Not every bad mood is because of you. Sometimes people are just having their own internal chaos, and you don't have to join. Here's a small technique you can use immediately. When you feel triggered, silently say, I notice anger rising. Not, I am angry, but I notice anger. That tiny language shift separates you from the emotion. You're observing it, and what you observe, you control. Now imagine a version of you who doesn't get rattled easily. Traffic jam? Calm. Rude comment? Steady. Unexpected problem? Focused. That version isn't emotionless. They just don't feed the fire. They let the 90 seconds pass. They check the real emotion underneath. They pause before reacting. They choose the story that empowers them. They protect their peace like it's valuable, because it is. Here's the final truth. People who never get angry aren't special. They've just practiced not reacting, over and over, until it became natural, and you can do the same. Start with one thing. Maybe it's the 90-second rule. Maybe it's the pause. Maybe it's changing the story. Don't try to master everything at once. Just pick one tool and use it today. Because the moment you realize nobody can control your emotional state without your permission is the moment you stop being bothered by anyone. And that kind of peace, that's real power.